I've ever heard of anyone being charged with aggravated homosexuality before, but welcome to modern day. Hello and welcome to Cory's Corner on this very special Tuesday afternoon for most of you, still the morning for me. So, hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever the fuck you are. I hope you're having a good time. Joining us today is the amazing Jason Fox from
Oh,
540 Studio. How you doing
thank you,
today,
brother.
sir?
I'm doing pretty well, man. How about you?
I'm good. I'm good. My brain broke when I saw what was going on in the broader world, and
Yeah, man.
yeah,
First
dropping
time
right
I've heard.
now. Just real quick, I'm dropping a link to this man's merchandise right fucking now in the chat.
Thank
Go
you.
check it out. It's some kick-ass fucking shit. I'm gonna drop the other link as well. Make sure you guys pick up that Bruce Lee shit. That Bruce
Thank you.
Lee is so nice. Like, if you can't tell, fan of Bruce Lee. Love
Same
it.
here.
So good.
It's actually not that long since I actually saw a new halfway documentary of Bruce Lee. That's a new one, and they actually show the whole real Game of Death.
Oh,
Because the Game of Death we got back in the day is not a real version. They just used clips with Bruce Lee because he died. Um, so they made a total different story. They used Bruce Lee's real funeral in the movie. It's like really disrespectful. I
wow.
hate what they did, but this one they added new scenes that was from the script, and they added in all the fight scenes, not clipped out or anything, just small edited with audio and stuff like that, so you can see the whole fight scenes of what
That
it
is
was supposed to
sick.
be. It really is. I
That's
love Bruce
awesome.
Lee, and I'm part of the legacy of Jeet Kune Do. So
Dude. I wish I could learn how to do that. Honestly, there's just no teachers in Colorado. I guarantee you. They're all like, let's do Krav Maga, CrossFit, and
oh
Aikido. And
yeah,
I'm all like, fuck you. Like, I
yeah,
love Krav Maga if you're allowed to use all of it. But
yeah,
most of the time you're not because people
yeah,
die. But,
yeah,
whatever. So we'll
yeah.
chat
That
real,
happens.
real quick. We'll say hi to the chat. Hail to Vince Womack. As always, great to see you here, sir. And of course, Jason Fox. We
Oh, it's
also
me.
have Sean Estep. Hail. Uh, I don't know if Ryan or Matt's going to show up today because this is slightly unexpected for some people. And then we have One Man Show. Hail. And that appears to be it for now. All right.
Yeah,
Definitely make sure you're subscribed to 540 Studio
thank you.
over there. Jason and his crew.
We're gonna do a stream tonight because it's Tuesday. So
Hell yeah. Make
well,
sure you guys catch that.
since I live unfortunately, in the great, great, amazing Norway, uh, it's gonna be a Wednesday for me, but it's gonna be Tuesday for everybody else out there in
Right.
America and stuff like that.
Well, those are always great shows. I do hope to make it back on as a guest at some point in the future.
Yeah, man, you're always welcomed.
As soon as we stop having massive plumbing issues in the house, water issues,
Uh,
I had 2 pipes burst last Friday or
oh
whatever.
God, that sucks, dude.
One was in the lawn and just totally ripped up the front lawn. That was great. And the second one was in the upstairs bathroom. The main shower just fucking
Yeah.
all over the fucking place. So now I've got holes all over the ceiling in the downstairs bathroom. There's a giant hole in
Mm,
the wall in the shower now. And it's just kind of fucking aggravating, but
mm,
oh well. Can't wait to see what comes up next. We also just recently found out we have a gigantic ass nest of burrowing yellow jackets. So they're in the ground. I just have to find them. So, because my dog has been stung every day for the last week because of these fucks. And I cannot find this fucking nest. I'm going to kill them though, because that's my mission in life is to kill those fucking yellow jackets. Gosh. Anyway, have you ever heard of the term aggravated homosexuality?
well, not before today, man. I saw that you were gonna stream. I read the title of it, and I'm just like, what the fuck's going on, dude? What the hell is this?
I had the exact same thought
Yeah.
while I was reading the article. I was like, what?
Yeah, so I'm really interested to see what this article and news is all about, because it's the first time I ever heard about it.
Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to take a second before we jump into this and say there's no such thing as a trans genocide in the United States. And let's talk about what a genocide is. It is the literal eradication
Mm-hmm.
of a people. First of all, I don't know if that classifies to less than half of the percent of the population. So don't think the trans people are being genocided. And
Nope.
two, there has not been a genocide in the United States since the Native Americans that I am aware of, anyway. So, and that wasn't even a full genocide, but it was definitely an attempted one. They got
Yeah.
fucked pretty fucking bad.
Yep.
But, ladies and gentlemen, I give you the country of Uganda, exclusive from what I call Reuters. I know it's whatever, Reuters, yeah. They're rooters. They root around for stupid shit. But anyway, exclusive. First Ugandan charged with aggravated homosexuality, punishable by death.
Wow.
That right there illustrates the United States ain't so bad. All of you people that want to
Yep.
go out there and protest and riot for rights that you people have, go to Uganda. See how they treat you.
See how that
Let's
goes.
see how a pride parade goes over.
Yeah. So I think it's gonna go well, man. I think it's gonna be perfect, peaceful.
Oh, yeah. It would be great. It would be great. Instead of fighting the false oppression and annihilation of people in the United States,
Yep.
go somewhere else and do it. Put your money
Mhm.
where your mouth is and stand up for the global rights. Make sure you get video. I want to see you get your ass kicked. Anyway, in Kampala, a 20-year-old man has become the first Ugandan to be charged with aggravated homosexuality, an offense punishable by death under the country's recently enacted anti-gay law, prosecutors and his lawyers say. Interesting.
Hmm.
Def-
Okay.
Defying pressure from Western governments and rights organizations, Uganda in May enacted one of the world's harshest laws targeting the LGBT community. I would say that's pretty accurate. It describes life in prison for same-sex intercourse. The death penalty can apply in cases deemed aggravated, which include
Hmm.
repeat offenses, so no gay orgies, gay sex that transmits terminal illness.
Mm-hmm.
So that's in Uganda, that's pretty much every STD, except for maybe
Yep.
crabs. And then this is where it gets a little bit more understandable.
That is
Same sex
understandable.
with a minor. This
Yep.
is, but an elderly person or a person with disabilities. Uh, these three things automatically classify as aggravated, and then you get killed by the Ugandan government.
Yeah. Peaceful. It's peaceful there.
It's super peaceful there, and they absolutely love everyone.
Yep.
According
They are
to a charge,
inclusive and everything.
oh, dude, yeah, yeah, I've never seen a more inclusive society,
Me
honestly.
neither.
According to a charge sheet seen by Reuters, the defendant was charged on August 18th with aggravated homosexuality after he performed unlawful sexual intercourse with a 41-year-old man. It did not specify why it was considered aggravated.
No, I really wonder what's so aggravated about it.
Right?
But we can
Since
say
it
that
is
20-year-old guy likes elder men at least.
right. I
Yeah.
mean, maybe that's why it was aggravated. They're like, he's older than you.
Yeah. Naughty, naughty.
Since it's a capital offense triable by the High Court, the charge was read out and explained to him in the magistrate's court on the 18th, and he was remanded. said Jacqueline Okui, spokesperson for the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions. So obviously, this is a serious thing over in Uganda.
It is. It's really serious.
You know, it's a high court offense.
Yep.
That would be like Freddie Mercury being brought before the United States Supreme Court to be put to
Yep.
death because he
Yep.
decided he liked dick. I
Yep.
mean, well, because he liked dick. I won't say he decided that. I won't get into that argument with people. But still like, oh,
Yep.
just double checking. So everyone with glasses can't have sex anymore. Not with the same sex people, Vince.
Oh.
Unfortunately, that's. And yeah, you're right. Last I checked, poor eyesight was a disability.
Yeah.
You're not
I have
wrong.
poor eyesight, so
Yeah, I mean,
Hmm.
that's don't have gay sex in Uganda, Jason.
no, I
No.
don't plan to, man.
Well, that's good. That's good.
I kind of want to live, you know, and at the same
Yeah.
time, you know, I'm a white guy at the same time, so I don't know how
Mm.
that's gonna go. Have gay sex and being a white guy, I don't know how
Well,
that's gonna work.
definitely avoid South Africa at this point. Okui did not provide additional details about the case. She said she was not aware of anyone else having been previously charged with aggravated homosexuality.
I never heard
Whoa.
anyone in the
No,
world be that,
never.
so
Never. Vince Womack says, does that include male goats? Probably.
Mhm.
It just probably.
Yeah.
The farmer, if you're not the farmer, will probably kill you. Hail to mass grave. And he says, don't tell me what to do, Cory. And you know what? I'll tell you what to do. Don't go to Uganda and have gay sex, mass grave, because you'll wind up in a mass grave.
Yeah.
I mean, shit. Again, okay, just real quick. There's no such thing as a transgenocide in America. Just going to say that one more time, because if we were actually looking at genocide, we would have laws like this.
Yep.
Okay. We would have, yeah. This is not what I was expecting this morning when I got here. Well, luckily, Uganda provided me with the single most clickbait fucking title in the world. Aggravated homosexuality. Like when I first read that, I was like, is this like a gay rape thing? Or
That's what I thought, like something like that, but apparently not.
no, apparently stepping out your lane is enough to get you killed in this place. Life in prison just for being gay, executed because the person might be in a wheelchair, or they're older than you, or they're younger than you. You know, of course, I do think that all pedophiles do need to be like, but that's just me. I'm not condoning or promoting violence, just stating a personal opinion, YouTube.
Yep.
So fuck you, YouTube.
I agree with you.
Mass grave. A little genocide never hurt anyone. No, not at all. Not at all. You know. And then Vince Womack says, this is pretty much what I came to expect from this channel. That's good. That's good. See, Vince has learned. Vince knows. If you're going to be here, you're going to see some weird ass shit.
You talk about the stuff no one else does.
I try. Justine Balia, an attorney for the defendant, said she believed the entire law was unconstitutional. Not according to the Ugandan constitution.
No.
Unconstitutionality applies to whatever laws the state has in place. So you're fucking wrong. The law has been challenged in court, but the judges have not taken up the case. I wonder why.
Yeah.
That's a real noodle.
It
Cruncher
is,
there.
man.
Like, what
I'm
the
so
fuck
senseless on this, man.
Man. So Balia said 4 other people have been charged under the law since its enactment, and that her client was the first to be prosecuted for aggravated homosexuality. So there's at least 4 other people being charged and spending life in prison for being gay.
Yep. Just for liking the dick or whatever it is, you know?
Yeah. Like, I want more details on this case. She declined to comment on the specifics of his case. And Uganda has not executed anyone in around 2 decades, but capital punishment has not been abolished, and President Yoweri Museveni, that's a lot like Mussolini,
It
just
is.
saying, threatened in 2018 to resume executions to stop a wave of crime. The law's enactment 3 months ago drew widespread condemnation and threats of sanctions. Earlier this month, the World Bank suspended new public financing to Uganda in response. The United States has also imposed visa restrictions on some Ugandan officials, and President Joe Biden ordered a review of U.S. aid to Uganda. Hail to tiny metal trees. How
I
you
just
doing,
want
man?
more information about this, like more of what did happen, what's going on. There's like nothing on it.
Right?
Yeah.
Hail to Ryan Roger Athay. Glad you could join us, sir.
Oh,
Hey Ryan, long time no see, brother.
good to see you both. It has been a while, Jace. Very busy, which is why I am late. Because I did say I would be here yesterday, and I was drawing when I noticed that Cory was live, and
Just
then
made it. You were just watching Uganda porn, man.
no, no, because I am reality-based extreme now, Jace. I have to make an offensive joke. The only thing good about Uganda is its homosexuality laws.
Wow.
Of
Wow.
course.
That is extreme. Make sure you're subscribed to Ryan Roger Athay at his channel.
I'm
And
drawing at the moment, so
very nice. So Vince
He's
Womack
younger than
says
me, but looks older than me.
that kind of backfires, no pun intended, if they lock them into the same cell,
mm,
right? You never know where you're going to find love. When you're in Uganda and you're sitting in prison for life because you're gay, your cellmate is probably your favorite friend.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Well, you might do
Uh,
stuff in prison then.
So, Ryan, have you ever heard of anyone, obvious, probably not, but being charged with aggravated homosexuality?
not in the West, although it used to be a thing. I mean, I remember learning about in the United Kingdom when it was illegal,
Mm,
people being given awards and medals and celebrations
yeah.
for breaking up these kinds of activities and
Mm,
for attacking homosexuals. So it's funny how quickly things have changed over the past, 60, 70 years for both
Mm-hmm.
of our respective countries, Corey. I don't
yeah.
exactly know Norway's march of progressivism, but I'm sure
They're
it's very
fucking
similar.
weird. They're
Mm.
fucking
They're
weird, and it
weird.
would take a whole fucking hour to go over that.
Yeah.
You see, the thing
And
is about Africa, in particular Uganda, is that their laws regarding this kind of decadent and corrupt behavior date back to the time of the British colonial legal system, because before that, Africans didn't have a sense of law and order, whether it was British or French, or hell, even Afrikaners had a better justice system than what's going on in Africa today. So it's just a hangover. It's like we're staring into a black mirror. To take a quote, as it were.
See, and I think that this needs to be used in two different ways. One,
Mhm.
we probably should put a little bit of pressure on Uganda to not execute people for liking butt sex. It's been a thing for a long time. They're never going to stop it. Just saying.
yeah.
I mean, you saw how well the push in the United States went to stop homosexuality, right? Pray the gay away, conversion therapy, et cetera, et cetera. That worked out great. So, Uganda just decided they were going to step it up a notch and just execute these people.
Yeah.
So I don't personally think that any other African country would be any different. If it boiled down to it.
Yep.
And
Oh,
this
not
is
at all. Not at all.
and it has nothing to do with the fact that a lot of North Africa is Muslim. It
Yeah.
has nothing to do with the fact that a lot of Africa in general is still very tribal. It has to do with the mindset of African people regarding actual biological norms.
Yep.
And
And
homosexuality
don't forget AIDS. Don't forget
and
AIDS,
AIDS.
because
There's
in
that
the
too.
Yep.
80s, in the 80s and 90s, sexual what's the word I'm looking for? Decadence. I always like using that word. It's easier to say. Sexual decadence did spread AIDS throughout Africa from what was the jungles, mainly of the Congo, and then it went all over Africa and then all over the world. So that is another reason why those particular people are targeted.
Yep.
Yeah, and I also want to mention, I think like in Norway, we were like one of the first countries that made a law to like, anti-discrimination of LGBTQ people and stuff like that. If I don't remember wrong, we were like one of the first countries that did it. And
hmm Well, and my big thing here is this is not the first country
No.
to do this kind of
no,
crazy shit, as Ryan
far from
pointed
it.
out. And realistically, if you look at the Middle East, the punishment for being a gay man is to have a stone wall dropped on you.
Yep.
In Iraq, Afghanistan, places like that, they literally drop
Thrown
a
off
stone wall on you.
buildings.
Yeah, they
Everything.
they do whatever they can to eradicate what they see
Yep.
as a plague against their accepted morality.
Yep.
And we're seeing this crop up in legal things in Uganda right now, but they have been a part of the legal system all over the Middle East for a long time. You could probably find some pretty strict anti-gay laws in places like Egypt, because they're all very traditional, for lack of a better term, when it comes to your social behavior. This is to the point, these countries literally beat you in the street if you do something wrong.
Yep.
With
And they
sticks
have
and all
had
kinds of shit.
in Uganda specifically, since that is the example, there have been discussions and debates in regards to homosexuality and transgenderism. You guys remember "Why Are You Gay"? That interview.
Why are you
Yeah.
gay?
It's
And
a fun one.
It's funny to us because
Right.
it's funny for progressives and traditionalists alike, because it's funny to see how by Western standards they are so warped, but by their standards they're laughing at us because we think men are women and women are fucking men, and literally
Women should be fucking men, but that's just my personal opinion.
oh my, oh my. But it just shows the different perspectives. It's why I believe
Yeah.
that humanity as a single people is not going to happen within our lifetimes.
No.
And if it does happen,
Yeah.
a lot of blood is going to be spilled. We have the
Yeah.
technology, they have the numbers. So,
Yep.
Yep. And this brings me back to what I originally said and have said several times before. Excuse me. There's no trans genocide in Western countries. There's fucking not. I personally don't think that there can be a genocide when it's less than 1% of a population, especially
Yep.
when most of that less than 1% of the population is actually stark raving lunatics that only
Yep.
think that they're transgender or think that
I think
they're
it's
gay.
I think it's self-made. It's a
Mhm.
self-made phenomena, Corey. They call it a genocide because they lack enough social control in
Mhm.
regards to how they conduct themselves. That's why they switch. And no wonder most of them do themselves in. So that maybe
Right.
in that regard, they regard it as a genocide, because these people, they always
Maybe.
warp language. They
Mhm.
always have opposites. When something means something, it means the opposite to them, that sort of
Yep.
thing.
Yep.
That is why we're dealing with people who twist language, corrupt things.
Mhm.
And that's why the Africans and the North Africans, because I differentiate them, because North
Mhm.
Africans
Yep.
are invaders and colonizers. They have a different perspective on the issue, because they see them as demons
Right.
with their religious
Basically.
beliefs.
Yep.
See, and Tiny Metal Tree says it's not genes, and this is this is actually a discussion where I will agree with that 100%. I am not going to apologize for my stance on this. This phenomenon has far more to do with the nurture side of development than the nature side of development. This is something that is not only programmed but reinforced, both through the shitty institutions that we have teaching our children and the shitty absolute shit fucking job parents fucking do these days.
Yep.
Shit parents make shit kids. Think about it. And then
now for a joke, folks. Africans can afford jeans. My goodness.
I'm sure they can afford the ones made in the sweatshops. I'm sure.
Yeah.
After about 4 months of pay. Anyway, Mass Grave says genocide has nothing to do with scale, just that you're getting rid of a certain genotype. While this is true, the genotype actually has to exist. It cannot be a manufactured, socially engineered genotype. I'm sorry, it can't. You have to, like, this is why I've always said, if you're a transgender individual and you are cropped up with all these crazy fucking emotions and you feel like the whole fucking world is attacking you and you feel like the whole fucking world is going to like try and kill you, go seek fucking therapy. Okay. They literally have therapy so you can help understand the emotions that you're feeling and understand the mental processes that you're going through and actually figure out whether you're a transgender individual that needs to transition genders or if you have gender dysphoria, which is a literal mental disorder. Go, and I'm not saying you got to go to conversion therapy to fix it. I'm not at all, because I'm not a fucking barbarian and I don't think that those things fucking work. I'm saying go to dialectic behavioral therapy. Go to go get some CBT. Trauma focused CBT is amazing for cases like this. Step out and fucking take care of yourself for once, instead of putting the blame and responsibility on a society that didn't have anything to do with you fucking existing in the fucking first place.
Well, one man's genocide, folks, is another man's recall. It's just what's your definition of humanity on that basis? Because if machines are defective, guys, we issue a recall, because if machines go wrong, say for example a car goes wrong, it has a systemic fault, you got to get it recalled, otherwise all sorts of damage caused. But this is the thing about language.
And also, if you're gonna get help, you need to find the right people, because you have a lot of psychiatrists right now that's just like yes people, and they don't care much. They just want the fucking money. That's what they care about. And it's just like,
especially in Canada.
Yeah, so if you feel confused and don't understand your emotions or anything, they're just gonna lie. They're just gonna do this and that just to get the fucking money. You need to find the right people that can really help you. That's why I'm. So, like I say, it's better to get private psychiatrists, try to find more serious psychiatrists that actually takes time and understand you.
All right. So, real quick, I have been neglecting my Rumble chat, and I'm sorry about that, my Rumble fans. Lord Shax, hail to the Lord Shax. He says, I'm helping tarp the yard with rocks and fog insect bomb for the wasps. That's actually a really good idea. I might wind up doing that. Make a video of you getting the wasps, me getting stung by the wasps. It's hairy as. Hello, Ryan.
It's good to see that Americans still can't spell properly.
And he'd like to remind everyone that smelling your own farts is not aromatherapy.
Also very American of him.
And of course, hail to Boosh McFadden, who says, can we recall the Democratic Party? I wish. I wish we could recall all of the fucking
well, if they dehumanize themselves enough, ladies and gentlemen, you just never know.
Right. And, you know, then that brings us around to another important segment of this discussion, and that's the government's role in perpetuating bullshit. Okay. Uganda obviously has some bullshit that their government is perpetuating based on some very old world thinking and some subpar definitions of humanity. Now, to the United States, The government wants you people confused. They want you to think that all of these things are real. They want you to think that thinking you're a fucking giraffe is completely fucking normal when, you know, it's a
Yeah.
literal fucking delusion.
Yep. This is what happens when you give
Propagating.
people too much freedom, folks. They all turn
Yep.
into Americans.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Yeah, it's a fact, unfortunately.
See, and Bush McFadden says, I want to keep Jim Jordan and Rand Paul and others like them. Well, you keep them. I like DeSantis's policies, but he's too robotic and fake on camera. That's a fair point as well. But
Yep.
the reality is while we don't have aggravated homosexuality laws in the United States, it's almost reaching a point, and this is going to sound conspiracy theorist and blah, 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 but where standard practices, traditional practices of sexuality will soon become illegal. It will be, in my opinion, a lot like Brave New World, where everyone belongs to everyone else. And turning down sex with anyone is considered abnormal.
Yep.
And this is the danger that we see with destroying traditions. I'm not going to outwardly bash gay lifestyle. I'm not going to outwardly bash lesbians or anything like that. But most of these fake ass trans people can eat a gigantic dick, and they probably like it too. But
you don't have to bash them; they'll bash each other.
They will, and you know.
That's why I call these lunatics trans trenders.
Right. That's a good one.
Yep.
Trans trenders, because you can pretty much tell that they're bandwagon jumpers and such, because
and they make it their whole identity. That's all. If you meet someone that trenders, you're like, that's my identity. Like, who are you? Who are you as a person? That's what I want to know. Are you a good person or a bad person? That's all I care about. But no. They're using it, and they're using it as their whole fucking identity. It's just like you meet someone, and the first thing they say, "Oh, I am this, I'm that." Just come on, I don't care about that. I care about you as a person. That's all I want to know. Easy as that.
And that I've been saying this for longer than I've been on YouTube, but I've been saying it since I started on YouTube. Anyone with a single point identity is fucking worthless. Okay, this includes people who wrap themselves up as bodybuilders. I'm a bodybuilder. I can tell. Okay, you look like you have 3 heads on your shoulder.
But who are you as a person? I know you're a bodybuilder, but who are you as a person, man?
You know, that's like, it also boils down to like the old traditional mindset of your job defines you.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like, I'm a janitor. That does not make my identity a janitor.
Nope.
You know, cops, I can understand why they would make that their identity. But when it comes down to single point identity on a single part of your personality, you are not only boring as all fuck, but you're completely impersonable. Nobody wants to talk to you.
Possessed. They are possessed.
Pretty
in
much.
a sense that
it is the same thing with us.
Possession
It's
is
like
demonic.
Every time we meet new people, are we just gonna say like, "Oh, I'm a YouTuber"? I'm a YouTuber. It's like that. Our identity. That's basically doing the same thing. If you say that, I met a lot of people that does that. Just like, "Oh, I'm a YouTuber." Yeah, and so what? Who are you as a person? I want to get to know
Ryan
you.
Roger Athe, reality based. Here's my business.
Yes, right.
And
that's your whole personality now.
That's the thing that gets me also. Okay, is I would much rather know your name than how you identify yourself.
Yeah, same here.
You know, and you could leave the fucking pronouns and shit completely out of any conversations we have, and I would never step on your fucking gender identity toes. You know why? Because I don't refer to people by pronouns. The only pronouns that I'll use to describe people is fucker and idiot and various things that are very mean, because that's awesome.
Yes, I'm trying to draw Jace in a t-shirt like mine.
Okay.
If you're trying to,
it's supposed to be comedic because quality takes too long. So
well, it is a good thing that I actually have big shoulders in real life, man.
That is a good thing, because he put a few extra pounds on you, bro.
Yeah, he did.
So Bush McFadden follows up with some damn truth. It's instant gratification and popularity. It's the strongest drug there is. Constantly replenished serotonin bumps for absolutely no work. And that's the thing. Quit fucking chasing temporary fixes for your serotonin, your dopamine, and
Yep.
actually go out and do something. Stop being a fat fucking slob and do some fucking push-ups. Stop
Yep.
being a fucking mopey ass fucking drug addict and go get some help.
Yep.
You know,
Yep.
the only people that are actually to blame for the societal issues are the people screaming about them
Yep.
at this point. Because what societal issues do we actually have? Like, let's be real. I'll speak from the United States standpoint. Our social issues right now are the fucking politicians, the
Yep.
fucking banks, and the fucking education system. That's our social issues. But they're all hidden by the supposed issues that exist, that they themselves created to maintain a power imbalance because our civilization reached its fucking peak in the 90s.
Yep.
Just saying. Ha. Vince says, damn, for a moment, I thought Ryan was holding up a mirror.
Well, no, what Cory was saying is don't be an American. Don't be fat. Don't take drugs. Don't educate yourself in a public state school. Don't be an American, Americans.
And it's the same thing here in Norway when it comes to like, people who are like more rich people. We call them dad boys or stuff like that in Norway. And every time you get to know these people, the first thing they're basically going to talk about is how rich they are, how their father is going to pay for everything. They have the boats, the cars, everything. But that's their whole identity. That's how they are. That's the identity they have.
That sounds embarrassing.
It
Lord
really
Shax,
is.
Lord Shax on the Rumble side says, in my mind, I'm funny. In reality, I'm an asshole. Well, guess what? We all are.
Very American.
Lord Shax says, so you're an American? Well,
Ryan, you want to say something about that?
No.
He's currently just brooding. Look at that. Yeah.
I'm drawing.
Rage.
I'm putting blue hair on Jace.
Bush McFadden follows up with the attention fades, so they castrate their child, and boom, the high is back. Who cares about the child? Mommy is getting attention and upvotes on social media. Exactly.
Lucky it didn't get aborted.
Look at TikTok, look at Instagram, look at all these places.
Yep.
They use their kids for fame all the fucking time. I see it every day when I'm on TikTok or Instagram. I see it every day, man.
Bush McFadden says, Ryan, the Democrats are not Americans. Don't lump us in with those fucking weirdos.
Democrats are older than Republicans. I will say that.
And they did start the KKK, so why not? Dems are basically Europeans at this point, Bush, according to Massgrave. Now, see, the two-party system is also another social problem we have in the United States.
Yeah.
We don't have viable third options. Right now, everyone is obsessed with the Biden thing, with him, probably being reelected because of how fucked up the Republican candidates are. Let's be honest. I did not watch the debate, but that's because I didn't want to lose what few remaining brain cells I have left.
Didn't you want to see Chris Christie eat everyone on stage, Cory?
No, I really didn't. Lord Shax over on the Rumble side says, Ryan says, I'm pudding.
No, it's pronounced Putin. Yeah, I can see how that confuses any Americans.
More you know.
At least you're not pegging. Nah, that's a joke to yesterday's live stream. If you haven't seen it, go watch it.
Jace, can you say pagan?
Pagan?
Good. Even a Norwegian can say it properly.
Yeah, just not Walden. Just not Walden.
I might be Norwegian, but I speak better Norwegian than Andre from Midnight's Edge, even though he's a good friend.
Hey, there's the blue hair. Now it's starting to look a little
yeah.
bit more like him. Not
I look
quite.
I look a little bit more of a politician in that picture.
Yeah, you also look like you developed an addiction to cheeseburgers.
Well,
So
cheeseburgers are good, man.
I love cheeseburgers too. As a what they call an ectotherm, I absolutely love all that fatty food. For those of you who don't
Same.
know what an ectotherm is, that's a metabolism type. There's 3. Go Google it. That means I can eat whatever the fuck I want and not get fat. Sucks to be most of the other people in the world with regular metabolisms. But,
I'm going to draw his face green now because I
Oh.
can't draw it white.
Well, it already was. Yeah, see?
Well, you know, it's
Mm,
bad to be a white guy,
Jeez,
so it's
good.
understandable.
The one thing you can't have on a whiteboard when you've drawn it is white.
This is true.
Well, if you come to Norway, you know, they try to figure out if white paint is racist, so
Right? I mean, if it's not khaki or gray, then why would it be in Norway?
Yep.
I mean, goodness gracious. So does Norway have any weird laws about homosexuality or any weird shit like that?
Nah, not
They-
that I can come off right
No,
now.
So they only
We are really
institutionalize and
wokey.
jail you if you're an anti-state kind of person.
No, we are really wokey. Norway is really wokey pokey, so
Mm.
we are dangerously wokey pokies here. So it's crazy to live here, but
Vince Womack says, "Be careful with that, Cory. I used to be the same. Now I have to exercise just to stay the same size." I'm not worried about it, bro. If my metabolism slows down and I gain weight, then thank God I won't be as cold in the wintertime. I mean, honestly, I have no body fat outside of my brain. And at this point, even that's whittling away. Let's be real. Hail
Only-
to low-spec Linux laptop.
hail. Oh, if you get to gain weight, man, you can get more muscles if you work out.
Indeed.
Yeah.
And I have to increase my protein intake by like 3-fold right now in order to
Be careful,
I
Cory.
know.
Jace is
I
into
know.
all sorts of types.
Hey, that's cool. He can be however he wants. Boosh says, "Welcome to Cory's Corner. Marvel as the titular man grooms himself." Yes, indeed. I'm constantly
Yeah.
grooming. I am a preener, as my wife calls me. I the only thing I can do to stop myself from shaving this magnificent bane is to constantly groom it, so it's not poking me in the ears or getting in my mouth.
I
And
know, man.
it drives me nuts.
A lot
By
of
the way,
people know.
Jason, tell your dad I said hi.
Oh yeah. Well, I
But-
will, man.
Oh yeah, yeah.
My dad, he
Um,
watches a lot of this stuff, so he knows
Yeah.
about you. He knows about Ryan. He knows about a lot of the YouTubers. So
Very
You're not
nice.
alone, my good man. You're not alone.
So come the end of October, I will be putting up my Halloween costume stuff, which is what all of this is for. The theme this year is Vikings. So my wife and I
please
have
say you're
already-
gonna be an accurate Viking and not like Vikings Valhalla when they race swap and gender
Oh,
swap.
I thought about going as a woman, but my wife was all like, "I'll castrate
Okay.
you," and then it was a big deal. But anyway,
I thought you were gonna be Jarl Håkon from that TV series, who's a black woman.
I couldn't pull that off. I just don't have the right build for it.
Yeah,
But,
No.
it's not lore accurate, folks, because they can't swim, they can't build boats, and they can't form civilization or two-story buildings. So yeah,
so
it doesn't matter if they outnumber us 100-1 because we could promise them chicken and they would
Yeah.
surrender.
oh my gosh. You're fine. Welcome to Cory's Corner, where you can watch Ryan and all of his anti-American racist craziness.
Look, race
Vince-
is not a big problem in the United Kingdom. It's mostly religious conflict, mainly among Christians and Muslims, as well as Christians and other Christians. So we don't have that much of a race problem here.
I don't doubt it. Vince says, "Oh, getting your beard braided." Yes, actually, I am going to get the
Nice.
beard braided. I'm going to do two pretty tight braids up on the top of my head to frame the center, which will be
Yep.
down.
Nice.
I already have a wolf pelt blanket that I plan on using, and I'm going to the store to get some proper pants and stuff for that outfit
Yeah.
later. I've never
ha-
worn leather pants. Just FYI, this will be a first.
Yeah. I'm just happy that you're not skinning your sides on the hair because that's inaccurate.
Fuck that, dude. Nah.
Yeah,
See,
it's inaccurate. I always hated that in the Vikings show.
the Vikings had a word for people without beards. It's women. So it's just pretty simple. I'm gonna have the beard, and plus one of the
It's
prizes
a good thing I
this
have a
year-
beard now.
Yeah, for real. Jeez, you might be put to death in Uganda for like promoting homosexuality.
No. Jace is happy that Cory is wearing leather for the first time.
Oh,
Everyone
you know
should
it.
be.
I'm excited, man.
Lord Shax over on the Rumble side says, Cory, the Bi King ultimate Halloween costume, a beard, a vape, a baseball cap, and a green screen. That's right. Absolutely correct. But yeah, they have a best beard award this year. So I am going to shoot for that,
Ooh,
especially
nice.
since every other person that I know that will be there can't grow a beard for shit. My friend Matt, it's just Matt, he's been on the show a couple times, can grow an awesome beard, but haha, he has professional obligations. So I'm gonna win, bitch. I will win.
So no Muslims in that professional occupation, then, Cory.
Not really, no.
That's discriminatory. I've nearly finished the face coloring for
Oh, I'm
Jace's
excited.
artwork. He looks like a green golly. Wink, wink, nod, nod. There you go.
I look so amazing. It's so accurate. Only
is
missing the
incredible.
tattoos on my face.
Put that back over here.
I don't like tattoos, especially on the face.
Wow. That is amazing. And hail to Drew, the Dong Man himself, the
Drew,
supreme
man.
heretic. It has been a
Long
long time since we've
time.
seen you around here, bro.
Yeah, it's been a long
Hope
time,
everything's
brother.
doing well. I hope you're doing good, bro. Feel free to hit me up tomorrow. You know what I mean? He knows what that means.
Yeah, for cocaine.
Yeah. You know, I definitely ship between states. Let me tell you. Bush McFadden says, Viking seems like a weird choice when you can just put on an ill-fitting cowboy hat and go a prospecting. Well, you're not wrong there, Sonny. I'd be prospecting. He says, I'm at work getting paid to sit on standby and watch my phone. Well, hell, you're getting paid to watch my stream. You're making more money than I am right now, bro. Good job.
Ooh.
Hashtag beware the Drew. That's right.
Yep.
He says, hey, Vince and Bush, I miss ya. We all miss you, bro. We can't wait to get some fucking like United Resistance or some shit going again. Like
Supreme Heretic is always welcome on reality based extreme, and a potential new show, which would be every Saturday, called Reality Based Politics. So yes, Supreme Heretic is more than welcome.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
And of course, Drew, if you still have a functioning Gilded and you have a free time, the link to join our chat, our little stream here, is always in the Talks a Lot Entertainment section of My Gilded. Vince Womack says, is it a bit concerning to anyone else that we're talking about growing things and Drew appears? Well, I mean, Drew is simultaneously a shower and a grower.
Yeah.
He shows it off when it takes out the light poles overhead, and then he grows it out when he wants to knock airplanes out of the sky. And
Jace
Supreme
likes
Heretic
both
says,
of
thank you,
those.
friends. Ryan, that means a lot. Thank you, Cory. You're very welcome, my friend. We all miss you around here. We do.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
Honestly. Well,
it's been a really long time.
This has been a crazy fucking show. This is weird topics, and
yeah, it was a really weird topic, dude. First time I ever heard this one, so first time has so fun.
Yeah, and I can't think of anything else to say on the subjects. Ryan needs to make digital copies of these pictures he draws so he can sell them. Because I mean, fucking Picasso shit.
Oh no.
Oh
Yeah.
yes. Put it on
Well,
a t-shirt.
I do consent. I do consent for it. So if you want to sell drawings of me, that's completely fine.
Folks, it is so easy to just take a picture, turn it into a JPEG, and then make it your. I am sick and tired of people being financially based. I am not American. I don't like the idea of making money. I am poor and I will always stay poor. I'd have a far better background if I was financially based. But I have something called principles, which most financially based creators and countries, like his one, my one, and Jace's one, do not. So, no, I'm not
Yep.
selling anything. I may have a big nose, but it's not full of money.
JPEGing with Ryan. Thank you, Lord Shax. JPEGing with Ryan. Supreme Heretic says, well, look, we could always talk about the next chapter in Depopulation Plan about how about the world economics collapse? We
Yeah.
could absolutely
Mm.
talk about those things. I would talk about pretty much anything, Drew. Speaking
Yeah,
of which,
population collapse
Midnight Prism.
is a massive problem, and barely anyone in the mainstream is talking about it. They're always talking about overpopulation when
Yep.
underpopulation, especially
Yep.
of highly intelligent people, is an incredibly bad thing.
Yep.
Underpopulation, very dangerous.
Yes, indeed. And
Yep.
it's something we're going to see more and more of, especially
Yep.
as we see the main assholes of the game continue to destroy traditional families and traditional businesses.
That's what they want.
It is because you cannot be happy unless you're happy because of them. That's the way they have it. And fuck them. Fuck them all.
That's why
Go
in
out.
Africa, in most of the third world, not all, but most of the third world, they don't have an underpopulation problem. Most of their population is young, fit, cunning, not intelligent, but
Mhm.
and a bit malnourished because of the whole population situation. That's why most of them come over to Europe, or if they can, to the Americas, and try their best to be financially based, to earn a pittance by our standards, which is a lot by theirs, and go far, as it were, as rising stars. Now
Indeed.
we can't do the opposite because we did that in the 19th century, and they were fucking
Yep.
ungrateful bastards. So,
Yep.
yeah, it is a big problem, but I think it's one we can solve by hanging together and realizing that we all have the same foe.
Right.
Yep.
Bush says, I love morons who claim the damaged global economy isn't Biden's fault. Like the U.S. financial crisis in the 70s and 80s and 2000s, and now didn't affect the world.
Hmm.
Right? And then
Mhm.
Drew follows up with, if you destroy intellectual stimulation and encouragement of free thought, you have a slave society, which is the end
Mhm.
goal, which is
Yep.
100% the end goal.
That
I'm
doesn't
so
want to
glad that
work.
we have.
Yep.
That doesn't want to work. I recently experienced this. My father recently went to town, and the buses
Yeah.
weren't running properly. The
Yeah.
cashiers were not doing things
Mhm.
properly. You can see the atrophy in society. You know the
Mhm.
old saying, "We
Mhm.
pretend to work, they pretend to pay us." I'm
Yep.
seeing that in real time.
Yep.
And I
Yep.
think that's how the collapse takes place, not with a glorious revolution or with rioting, but with everything just rotting around you and not functioning.
Yep.
Bush says he'll be right back, so we'll hold off on the wind down for now.
Mm.
Unlike Ryan, I am slightly financial based. I do sell shit, so if you want to head over to bandcamp.com or CoryHarrison.bandcamp.com, you can buy some of my songs. You can head over to my spread shop. You can buy some shirts, various things. You can buy a tote bag that says "like my sack." And various things like that. I try not to make them too expensive, but I don't really have control over pricing on Spreadshop.
Yeah, that's the thing with a lot of these
Um,
websites. You cannot control the prices. You can try to do as cheap as you want, or you can not want, but as cheap as you
Yeah.
can.
Because
But they will,
eventually it literally just becomes the only people making money are the companies that you're selling it
yeah,
to.
Hmm.
And
most of it, they take most of the
Well,
money.
I
In
Mhm.
thought
fact,
of a way. I thought of a way of producing and selling cheap shirts with my face on it, with my creator name on the front and the back. The truth is reality based on the back, and I had a whole financial plan in place. You know, buy these at $2 a shirt and sell them, say, for about $5 a shirt, with about $2 worth of shipping. So that's $1 I make per shirt. I'm using American
Right.
systems because it was American based, the site. The problem is it was $2 a shirt, and you had to buy 2,000 shirts. That's
Ouch.
a lot.
oh,
So it would have to be a serious investment.
Yeah. 100%.
yes,
And
$2 a shirt, 1,000 shirts, $2,000, and from each shirt you'd make a dollar
right.
because of the cost, and you
yeah,
effectively earn $1,000. But I don't have that kind of support base.
Nope.
Even
yeah,
if the price is so low, if you don't have a big
mm,
enough market, you're not
mm,
going to sell enough. So,
yep,
Indeed.
mm.
And just so you guys know, every penny that gets put into any of the Toxalot coffers goes back to the Toxalot channel. Um, I will start spreading the love a little bit once we actually start making some money.
yep.
That being said, I'm probably going to be picking up a Bruce Lee hoodie from Jason's shit here
Oh,
very
thank
soon.
you.
Because I fucking love Bruce Lee. He's the only acceptable Chinese person to have on a shirt. Period. Period. I'm just gonna say that.
Yeah,
For all you people rocking Mao, wake the fuck up. Bruce Lee is the way. He is the truth.
yeah,
Come on. And of course, if you just want to send me money, you can always just click on the link that says ko-fi.com/Sir
yeah.
Toxalot. That goes
Money's
directly
good.
into the coffers. So yeah, we'll start the wind
You know
down
what's
now.
funny? You know what's funny, Corey? I don't even
What's
think
up?
Bruce Lee is Chinese.
I wouldn't be surprised if he wasn't. But according to China, everyone's Chinese. So, or at least
Yeah.
owned thereby. So we'll start the wind down. There it is. Chinese Ryan. Anyway, so Jason, what do you got going on? Where can people find you?
Yeah. Well, you can find me at 540 Studio. We do a lot of podcasting. We do the Beyond Show, where we talk about pop culture in general, sometimes politics, but mostly because the sad thing, politics is involved in comics, in our pop culture. So we talk a lot about that and what's going on. And the trending topic right now, it's a lot of Star Wars because of the Ahsoka show. So, of course, we have to talk about that, especially when I'm a Star Wars fan, but I'm an Expanded Universe fan and George Lucas fan, not a Disney fan. Um, and we also have other shows. On Sundays, we do have Fivecast with me and Sparta Chris, where we have guests sometimes, but it's mostly just me and him talk about a bunch of stuff that we don't get to talk about on the Beyond show. And we have a lot of other plans that we are working on right now. Me and two other people from my company. We are gonna do a more positive stream podcast with comics. We are gonna talk about comic books. We are gonna read some comics that we want to read. Good old comics. We're gonna debate characters, talk about the story, yada yada. So I'm really excited for that and working on getting Chuck Dixon and other people back on the channel to talk about certain stuff. And yeah, so there's a lot of things that we are working on. And I work on a lot of merch. And I've tried to go back in to make some music. It's been a long time since I've done music. So one of the first songs I made was just a chill lofi song. um but yeah, other than that, you can find me there with my co-hosts. So uh, Ryan and Cory, you guys are always welcome to join some of our streams.
Oh,
Um,
absolutely. It's been
Hell
it's
yeah,
been
yeah.
too long. Too
it's been too long,
long.
brother. It's been too long.
Mm.
And I'm gonna go back trying to do my other show that I mostly do. do alone with other people. But my co-hosts, they likes to join. But it's not a podcast, but a podcast, and sometimes we have an open link, so the chat can join, some of our fans can join, and certain creators we invite. And I just said Vince talked about Nick Weiser's. Yeah, I've been on that show. Really good show. I really like what Nick Weiser does with that. It's really great. So again, Cory, thank you for having me on, brother. It's always a pleasure to be here, man.
Hell yeah, man. So Ryan, same thing. What's up?
I have completed the drawing of Jace Fawkes
Nice.
Social Justice Edition.
Yeah, dude, I
Nice.
like it,
Change your
man.
gender. Change your gender. Change your gender to be like me. Yes, folks, Jace's sexual tastes are quite progressive. As for me, ladies and gentlemen, you can check me out at Ryan Roger Athe on YouTube, on Twitter, on Instagram, on Rumble. You can also check me out at Reality Based on Kick, although I haven't made anything on Kick. Thank you for having me on, Cory, on the show. It's great to see Jace,
yeah.
the head of 540, once
Good to see you two
again. Mm-hmm. And yeah, for tonight, 11 p.m. UK time, we'll be having, what was his name again? Golden Age Geek on Reality Based Extreme episode. Oh, what number is it again? 4. I got a new desktop, guys, and it doesn't really work properly with the sound. So I'm just using it as a magnet for the for the whiteboards, because they have magnets on them. So yeah.
All right.
Yep.
Well, I just went ahead and bought myself a Bruce Lee crossed with Star Wars hoodie.
Ooh.
I'm looking forward to wearing that shit in the wintertime. It's going to be great. But ladies and gentlemen, this is the end of the show. So in the meantime, stay sexy, don't get murdered, and as always, have a wonderful time.
Bye.
Bye.